97.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News. Coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. I am Sammy Wiafe, and tonight I'm here with
Ejubi Wiafe Akente.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
We are closing down this institution today, and we are asking you to go home. And you will hear from us. Don't worry, we will make the necessary arrangement to get you transferred.
Ghana Tertiary Education Commission GTEC closes down Royal Nursing College in Kumasi, asking over 800 students to go home. Tonight, we bring you details of this operation. Also coming up on Eyewitness News. Cocoa farmers in Sefiri also in the Western North region demonstrate over reduction of producer price of cocoa. Meanwhile, the majority in Ghana's parliament backs government reforms within the sector.
Because we knew that cocoa board where it is needed to be revitalized, needed to be recapitalized, and needed to go through a stringent financial restructuring.
Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana clustered to lay down tools on March 9th over prolonged implementation of unique salary structure.
Because we knew that cocoa board where it is needed to be revitalized.
Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Coming up in business.
Ghana Revenue Authority moves to protect 85 million Ghana cedis in anti-smuggling operation.
Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more of these stories and others. And Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country. Around the globe, we are on citinewsroom.com. And talking about our affiliates.
In the Western region, we're live on Atrimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM both in Takrade. In the Bono region, tune in to Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we're live on Focus 94.3 FM in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, you can tune in to Revival 99.3 FM in Tajewu and VOV Radio 95.7 FM in Hohoi. In the Northern region, it's Radio Bimbala 91.9 FM. In the Upper East region, tune in to Quality 88.7 FM in Garu and Gumzan 90.1 FM in Tongo. In the Upper West region, we're live on Tungson 97.3 FM in Wa and Jirapa 96.1 FM.
You can join a conversation with your WhatsApp messages, and the number to send to is 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996, or 0539 986 996, 0539 986 996. Let's go to the Ashanti region because we understand that Cluster has embarked on some action, especially GTEC, and it says that over 800 students of the Royal Nursing College in the Ashanti region have been asked to go home because GTEC says that the school is not accredited to run the nursing program that is currently embarking upon. Let's get some more details on this and speak to Professor Augustine Oklu, his Deputy Director General of GTEC, on this matter. Prof, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. What has necessitated this particular action at the Royal Nursing College in Kumasi, sir?
Thank you. And good evening to your listeners. As of June 2024, we wrote to them. In fact, their accreditation, that's campus accreditation, expired in, I think, December 20. And then June 2024, we wrote to them that cease fresh admissions and then find a way to teach out those who are still in the school. And then they should also initiate the process to get their accreditation renewed. But then we realized that they were not forthcoming. And then we also realized that they are running nursing programs. So the Nursing and Midwifery Council has also got an issue with the institution because they don't have the proper structures in place. So they also have revoked their accreditation. And then they are supposed to be affiliated because it's a private institution, so they are affiliated to UCC. And we also have realized that UCC have also withdrawn the affiliation. Then we got the information that they are still admitting fresh students. So it means that he's just ignoring all directive that is being given to him and doing whatever he's doing. The issue is that UCC doesn't recognize the institution. Then we don't even know which institution is going to offer the student the certificate if they complete. We've also have seen a lot of information on social media, TikTok and the rest, where people have taken videos to show what is going on in the institution. So we've decided that the best way to safeguard the future of the unsuspecting student is to go and close down the school and hand over the proprietors of the school to the police so that they process them for court so they can go and defend themselves. So that is exactly what we have done. Thank you.
So you said that the last time you spoke to authorities of the school in respect of these documents you mentioned was June 2024, and they are still admitting students even though you have warned them not to do so. Is that it?
Exactly. So you tell them of the expiration of the accreditation, I think in 2022. Then June 2024, we again wrote to them that since they have not complied and they've also not put the structures in place, there are students in the school down that we are those students complete, but we should stop admitting. And when we went there, the interest is take over also in five.
Hello, Prof. Hello, Prof.
Yeah.
I'm losing you. I'll be glad if you can reposition yourself. But whilst you do that, what happens to the over 800 students that you have asked to go home?
Yes. As a commission, we have a process, a procedure in place. Institutions supposed to be affiliated to a UCC. So we'll get in touch with UCC. But already we've been told that UCC has withdrawn their affiliation. So that is why we sent the matter to court. Because the proprietor must now tell us how they're going to handle the students who are supposed to be complaining. We don't know which institutions offer them the certificate. So in effect, it's more like deceiving the public and collecting money from them. That is it. Because if you don't have all these documents in place, you are not affiliated. Nursing and Midwifery Council revoke their accreditation. GTEC revoke their accreditation, and you're still operating. Then definitely it must be for a certain reason. So we handed them over to the police, who would have a meeting with UCC to see how we can deal with the students who are in the school. We've already spoken with UCC, and the initial information we got is that they don't even have any information about the student. Requested him to submit certain documents, refused. They don't even know the number of students that he has. And in fact, even established nursing schools don't have the numbers that 800 students. No, about 300 in 1 year. Because Nursing and Midwifery Council have quotas. So he's just going against all the lay down rules and doing whatever he thinks is right for him.
The worry for many people, and especially parents who have, wards or children in this school, will be the future of these children. So, for instance, if someone was admitted after 2024, that's the time that you issue this warning. Does it mean the first year student who was admitted after this warning will have to look for another school, or GTEC will help them in securing another nursing school, or that's it? That's the end for this particular student.
No, this is just the beginning. As I said, we'll have, first of all, have a discussion with the mentoring institution, which is UCIS. And then we would also have to review, because it appears some of the students that he even has in the school are not qualified to be in the school. You see? So we have to review those documents. If you're not qualified to be in a school and you are enrolled and you are paying fees, how can you be transferred to another school? You see, you're not qualified to be admitted. So it's a process that needs to be carefully looked at, and that's exactly what we told the students, that we will review everything, and those that generally have qualified, try our best to get them transferred. But those who have not qualified and decide to go and pay the fees to him, it will be to handle those ones.
Prof, is there a period of time we are working with? Are there timelines?
I'm sure within a period of about a month we should conclude.
So this
part of the matter is that the numbers we are dealing with here, 300 plus. So
hello, Prof. Hello, Prof. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Yes, Prof. I can hear you. Can you hear me too? You're making a submission before the break.
Yeah. So I was saying that the numbers we are dealing with here, we are talking about, is huge. 800 plus. So it's not going to be that easy transferring them to an institution. So we have to sit down, first of all, with the mentoring institution, and possibly also bring in the Minister of Health around the nursing training college, and see how best help those who already are in the school. So that is the strategy. Okay,
Prof, we'll leave it here because we don't have a better connection to your end, and so we'll end the conversation here. Thank you very much for your time. Professor Augustine Oakley is the Deputy Director General of GTEC, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. Let's go to the Ashanti region and speak to Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani. He was at this particular school and brought us this story. Hafiz, thank you very much for your time. What has been the reaction of students? You've been engaging them. What have they been saying?
So when most of the students heard that GTEC officials were in the school to do some inspection, they were not so happy. You could see the kind of expression on their faces. And when we're at the other facility of the school where GTEC officials were locked up in a meeting with the management members of the school, one of the members of the SRC came in and he was asking us about why GTEC was there. So we also told them that we didn't know why they were there, but they said they were coming to do some inspection. So the students have some kind of background and also a history about the school, the back and forth the owner of the school has been running with some of the regulatory institutions. So they were not so happy. Later, the SRC president came in. He was so sad. He was not happy. So when the DPEC officials went back to the about 4 auditoriums which were packed with students, and at the time the light was off, but lectures were still ongoing at the school, and the DPEC officials had broken this news to the students, and a number of them were crying. You could see people just reaching out to their guardians and parents, trying to relay to them the information. You could hear some of them say that recently they paid their fees, and this is coming at a time when their parents had to cough huge sums to pay fees, and just after that, the GTEC is coming in to close down the school. And now they say their fate hangs in a balance, and they don't know what to do.
Do we know, and when GTEC officials came there, do we know whether they engage the owners of the school or the owner of the school? Whatever, who runs this school?
Well, it's run by one Mr. Osu King. That's the name I know. So he has been running this school for the past years, and it used to be a Fiakobi nursing training college, and so issues about regulatory breaches began coming up. So somewhere in 2020 down to 2021, then we understood that the Menshia Palace had to step in to tell him to remove the name of the late Queen Mother of the Asante Kingdom, Efiakobi, because that people thought that he was using that as maybe a ploy to get a lot of students to his school. So Menshia wrote to him to tell him that he should withdraw the name of Efiakobi from his books. So after that, he turned this school into Royal Nursing College, and then these issues continued to come up. So when you approach him to speak to him about some of the accreditation issues, remember late last year, GTEC issued a statement giving him a warning and also cautioning students and applicants who wanted to register and attend that school. So when we approached him, he declined to speak. He said he was not going to make any comments on that. And none of the management members are able to speak because he runs a one-man show in the school.
And have the students started packing out already?
Yes, most of them, a number of them are within Kumasi. Some of them also came from outside of the Ashanti region. I spoke to one gentleman who told me he came from Boko in the Upper East region, and he doesn't know what to do now, so he's going to call his parents so they can know the way forward. But some of them who were in Kumasi, they just picked up their bags and crying and then left with sadness.
Hafiz, thank you very much for your time. Hafiz Tijani is our Middle Belt Bureau Chief, speaking to us there in respect of the decision of GTEC to close down the Royal Nursing College in the Ashanti region. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, cocoa farmers in Sefiri, also in the Western North region, demonstrate over reduction of producer price of cocoa.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676 0683 to get started.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Auntie Akos. My momo is finished, but I still want to buy some pepper.
Hey, you are still stressing. You haven't heard about Extra Balance from Forms Capital?
Extra Balance? Which one is that?
It's a good way to get a small boost for your momo wallet when the pockets are dry. Extra Balance will give you a little extra money to sort yourself out till your next top-up.
So, even me, I can use it?
Of course! Extra Balance helps everybody. Market women, students, small traders. No wallet left behind. With Extra Balance from Forms Capital, you get a little extra when your wallet runs low. Also, the interest is only charged for the days you actually use the money. It's part of our mission to drive community growth and financial inclusion, because when everybody can move forward, we all win. Sign up for free on the Momo app, navigate to Financial Services, Advances, and select Extra Balance to register. Or dial *170#, select 5, select 3, then select 4 to activate Extra Balance. Live extra with Extra Balance.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, lessons, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6 kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, Media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503 159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages I can point out from him says, punishing the innocent student through no fault of theirs. The authorities must put in place measures to ensure continuity of studies so the future of affected students are not jeopardized. Abi National Inwa says, these are all MPP members who are on course to break the nation. Jose Adoboyinla says, good evening, Sami. This thing is unaccredited institutions are becoming too many. The institutions in charge of accreditation must be up and doing. You don't subject students who, through no fault of theirs, to such uncertainty. Wafo says, those who embarked on demonstration in Sehuyoso are some few MPP supporters. Cosmos, how do you know that? Well, that's a story we are coming to shortly. And some demonstrators in the Sehuyoso in the Western North region say that they are not happy with the government's decision to reduce the farm gate prices of cocoa. Ejibi, what are they saying?
So the farmers are protesting the government's reduction in cocoa price. According to the farmers, the move will worsen their living conditions, citing the high cost of farm inputs. Some of the agri farmers who spoke to Citi News said a reduction in prices is not what the President Mahama-led government promised them.
We are deeply disappointed. Under Nanado's government, the price was increased to 3,100 cedis, and it was said not to be enough. Now it has been reduced. Why should that happen? We are appealing to the government to reverse the price reduction because we are struggling to survive.
I am responsible for a child in school, and cocoa is my only source of income. My child is in university and the fees are 5,000 cedis. With a reduction in cocoa prices, I don't know where I'm supposed to get the money to pay. Even feeding the family has become very difficult.
You heard some cocoa farmers in Seshiri also lamenting the impact of the government's reduction in cocoa prices.
Meanwhile, the majority in Ghana's parliament is backing government reforms in the cocoa sector. They believe that the current situation we are seeing in the cocoa sector is as a result of the MPP's reckless management of the cocoa sector. Let's go to the phone and speak to Ataisa. He's a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament because today the chairman of the committee, Isaac Adongo, addressed journalists in Parliament on the government reforms and blaming the MPP for the recent development we are seeing within the cocoa sector. Ataisa is a member of the Finance Committee and a member of Parliament for the Sanugu constituency in the Northern region. Ata, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Why is the Finance Committee of Parliament, especially the majority side of the committee, blaming the MPP for the current development we are seeing within the cocoa sector?
Let me say good evening to you, Sami, and to your listeners. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. It is not palatable or disturbing to see people using their democratic rights to express their frustrations. However said, it is important that we must rely heavily on the truth and the issues that confront the cocoa sector and the industry in general. It is important for us to know that the legacy for sales contracts under the previous MPP administration locked in the cocoa prices at lower rates than the market rate because of the rollover project. And these impaired revenue streams. So as we speak, Cocoa Board do not have enough buffers to even offload those buffers and liabilities before on the cocoa farmer. Cocoa Board has been burdened with large quasi-fiscal expenditures outside its core mandate. Notably, like we know, the cocoa road, they decreed cocoa roads contract to a tune of 26 billion Ghana cedis before they left office, and other related liabilities. And this placed Cocoa Board further strain in the finances of Cocoa Board. Now, Sami, it is important for us to know the requirements of Cocoa Board this year alone. Cocoa Board require an amount of 30 billion Ghana cedis to buy 650,000 metric tons of cocoa. Where would they get that money from? You and I know that the core operational mandate of Cocoa Board is to purchase cocoa from farmers, ensuring timely payment, which is dependent on the adequate working capital of Cocoa Board. Without a robust liquidity position, Cocoa Board cannot fulfill its purchasing obligation, nor can it finance its domestic processing and value chain initiatives. However, the recent challenges highlight the lack of sustainable short-term financing mechanism for Cocoa Board. That is why even in 2023-2024, Cocoa Board had to go to the Ministry of Finance, the Bank of Ghana, and the Ministry of Road to get money outside the syndicated loan facility that we have been using over the last 32 years. So when you do the comparative analysis, you understand the difficulties that Cocoa Board is currently in. As of 2016, Cocoa Board recorded a positive net equity at 1.8 billion Ghana cedis. What it simply means is that if you had taken all the short-term liabilities from Cocoa Board proceeds, Ghana still had an excess of 1.8 billion Ghana cedis to do other functional operations of Cocoa Board, reflecting that Cocoa Board was a healthier company with a good balance sheet and capacity to operate within its core mandate. However, by 2024, under successive, and I will demonstrate that to you with time, successive operational and financial pressures, moving the total net equity from 283 million Ghana cedis deficit in 2020 to about 5.9 billion deficit, not positive. As of 2024, meaning that liabilities or short-term liabilities exceeded the assets of COCOBOD. This shift from the positive to negative equity demonstrates or undercuts the urgency of reforms that is needed. And if I hear people now crying more than they believe, or talking as if they like farmers more than the NDC government, I beg to differ. Let me just provide you in a minute this information that was audited by the IMF. COCOBOD entered in 2025 with a loan portfolio of 17.8 billion Ghana cedis plus significant operational liabilities. But in 2025 alone, the current management, which is under Dr. Randy Abbey, has paid out of the 17.8 billion Ghana cedis bequeathed to him in loans by 3.4 billion directly, while the government converted major obligations through the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Roads as equity that will pave way to have a healthy balance sheet to even attract financing from outside. These outstanding liabilities include the cocoa bills that was issued in 2023-2024, and then the African Development Facility that we took, and the cocoa rose commitment. If you look at the IMF document, it gives details. African Development Loan, the principal repayment that we took was 1.87 billion Ghana cedis. Dr. Randiabi, through these difficulties that he inherited, a total liability of 32 billion Ghana cedis, managed to pay 1.2 billion out of the 1.8 billion that they took from African Development Bank. Then if you look at the interest payment on the loan from African Development Bank, out of the 209 million Ghana cedis that accrue as interest from 2023, Dr. Randiabi has paid 165 million Ghana cedis from Africa. Then they went to take a 10-year BOG loan, and the principal repayment was 1.3 billion. Dr. Randiabe, through the Ministry of Finance and the government, has converted that amount, which was sitting on the books of COCOBOD, has converted it to equity. What it simply means is that debt is now extended, and then Bank of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Roads will now be taking it based on declared dividends to COCOBOD per annum, so that it doesn't become a short-term liability that requires COCOBOD to pay. These are ingenuity and engineering that we needed to do to make sure that we make this industry very sustainable. And finally, let me talk about this rollover contract. And I think I'm speaking to the farmers here directly. If you have a basket with hose and you need water to drink, you need water to preserve to drink, do you keep pouring water onto that whole bucket that has hose, or you repair the bucket before you fetch water to keep? NPP, before you determine the FOB price, you use number one, the international world market price as benchmark. Then two, you look at the rollover contract and take the average of the rollover payments. And then three, the light seed crop, you take the average per year and get the weighted average of the three to get the FOB price. Now look at the rollover contract that was bequeathed to us. In 2016, we left a net equity. There was no rollover. In 2024, let me give you from the IMF document itself. Defaulted forward contracts from 2023-2024 imposed severe losses, and they gave us the losses. As a result of the contract we signed to deliver 786,000 metric tons of cocoa to the buyers under the new financial model that was introduced in 2023, the IMF stated that because of that singular policy decision to sell what you don't have, because the farming season has not even started, you don't have the beans. Unlike syndication where we have the money and we go and buy the beans to sell. In this case, you are forward selling with something you don't have. You projected you get 800,000. You ended up by getting 786,000. At the end of the year, you could only raise 400 and something thousand. The 333,000 was forward sales at $2,661, meaning that if cocoa prices for 24 and 25 was even $20,000 per metric ton, Ghana could only sell it for $2,661. Who pays for the difference? Now, the IMF said this singular policy decision has resulted into an additional cost of 400. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Isa. But before you conclude,
I'm wrapping up with this information. It's very important, Sammy. The IMF stated that the singular policy decision to do forward sales at a total contract metric ton value of 2,661 imposed severe losses. One, additional cost of $439 per ton. That rollover alone created $439 per ton on the rollover deliveries. 2, 103 million in incremental expenditure on 235,394 tons. 3, 3,939 revenue gas per ton. So every ton of cocoa that we signed under the for sale contract, Ghana was losing $3,939 per ton.
Point well noted. Point well noted, Isa. But then again, your committee says that Cocoa Board needs close to 30 billion Ghana cedis to sustain its operation. Where is Cocoa Board going to get that money to sustain its operation in the midst of the crisis that we are going through?
Exactly. I'm very happy with this question. That is why government is coming with serious reforms. 1, government is saying that if you are an equity position holder from Bank of Ghana, Ministry of Roads, and that of Ministry of Finance, it means that when you are having equity, you make contributions to the purchases of cocoa because of your interest in there. Because all your liabilities have been converted into equity. So you mean that if you look at the working capital, it is the sources or the drivers of ownership that drive the funding. So if Bank of Ghana, Ministry of Finance are now equity shareholders, they make contribution. That's number 1. Number 2, government is also of the view that we cannot keep on relying on the international financial market, which is not favorable to Ghana. As a result, government is providing guarantees to ensure that we issue syndicated domestic bonds. And this has been the standard practice in Cote d'Ivoire, it has been a practice in Ecuador, it has been a practice in Brazil, in Nigeria, and many other countries, where they are saying that just like we have a deregulated fuel market and gold market, government provides guarantees so that you use your fresh balance sheet because your debt has been restructured and impose it into the domestic market. People sign onto it like they do for treasury bills because it's government guarantee. It's free. So if you do total domestic bond issuance, you realize that you'll be able to raise more than that. In fact, recent issuance of treasury bills saw oversubscription because government liabilities are risk-free. And I think that with this reform, Cocoa Board will be able to get enough working capital to pursue and make the industry more sustainable.
Ata, thank you for your time. Ata Isa is a member of Parliament for the Sarandu constituency and a member of the Finance Committee of Parliament, where they addressed a press conference today on recent developments within the cocoa sector. Let's go to Sefiri also now and speak to a cocoa farmer, one of the conveners of today's demonstration, where cocoa farmers in that part of the country, the Sefiri also area in the Western North region, are protesting over government decision to reduce the farm gate prices of cocoa. Henry Addo is a cocoa farmer and one of the protesters and the conveners. Harry, thank you very much for your time. Government has come to explain the rationale behind its decision to reduce the farm gate price, but your members are not happy, even though government has come out to explain the rationale behind this particular decision.
It's very funny. By the way, let me say hello to our charity listeners across the globe. It's very funny. I've been listening to our honorable member and understand his position as NDC MP defending the position by Cocoa Board and the government. It's fair, you know, but that doesn't override the interests of the country. One, fast forward. He was saying that the IMF made it point blank that we are making a lot of losses with the current procedure. But to be honest with you, the NDC did fantastic work when COVID-19 levy was part of the IMF conditionalities, but they were able to bargain and take it out. What does it mean? What it means is that IMF position is not constitutionally bound on us as citizens. If they were able to put it out to IMF to do away with COVID-19, then what he's saying is out of bounds, meaning this government can do anything to save the cocoa farmers. Look, fast forward. A cocoa farmer in Sierra Leone gave his cocoa product, a bag of cocoa or 10, to the SBC or to the purchasing clerk that we call here cocoa catcher, hoping that the cocoa catcher or the purchasing clerk will give the money back to him at 3,600. In the cocoa farming, if he's aware of the cocoa farming activity, what we do over here is that they always take our money in advance. So we go to our purchasing clerk, this year, I know that I can produce about 10 bags of cocoa from my farm. Therefore, 10 multiplied by 3,600 will give me 6,000. Please finance me. Give me the 20,000 to go and take care of my children, to go and build my house. So when the farmer has already, at the opening of the new price, taking money in advance at the rate of 3,600 from the PC and has invested it in his business, taking care of the family to start his building, then in the middle you come in to say that you have reduced the price, not 100 Ghana cedi, not 200 Ghana cedi, but a creeping over 1,000 plus. What it means is that the projected crop that he told the PC when he was going money, he needs to find another money to go and settle the differences. This is what we are talking about, and this is what we are talking about. When you come to Serio also, a contour and the cocoa growing zone, what you do is I call something that you call the price guarantee. What does it mean? What it means is that the cocoa farmers over here, we don't have physical money in our account or at banks or at home. So you look at the seed or the seedlings or the what you call cocoa on the trees. Then you said, oh, looking at what I have in the farm, I can harvest, example, 50 bags. And what is the current price? 3,600 as it used to be. Then you go to your catchy or your PC and take advance money of what you have projected and use that money. So if the government becomes so insensitive in the middle of it, when the farmer has already borrowed the money in advance and you reduce the price, then you are causing a huge damage to the farmer. Moreover, we have something that we call the laborers at farm. You know what they do? We engage them at the current rate of maybe 200 Ghana cedi or 150 Ghana cedi for within half of an acre. Then we tell the person that, okay, within a year or within the crop year, just do the farming in my farm. I will pay you. You do all this calculation in accordance to the 3,600, the price. You buy insecticides or you borrow it in the calculation of the 3,600, which they have already done it. So when you wake up a day to reduce it, meaning that the farmer has to borrow another money from somewhere to build the gap. This is the unbearable situation that the government has put the farmers in it. Moreover, look, he was talking about some reform, which we are very, very peeved as Western North inhabitants at our NDC MPs here. What's the reason over here? The reason why the cashew industry has collapsed in Ghana is what? The lack of guarantee of pricing. There is no forecast. Because when the price of the cashew goes down, meaning that the farmer has to be very poor. When it goes up, the farmer has to be very rich. Therefore, there is no plan. That is the reason why most of us don't engage in cashew. Because there is no plan. You don't know the year, how much am I going to get? You don't know. It depends on the international price. But what the former government and former president have been doing since Kwame Nkrumah at the cocoa sector, you know that when they open the cocoa price and it's 3,000, it's 2,000, it's 500 per bag, you can plan ahead that from this time to the next year, I'm going to have 2,000 as the projected bag of cocoa. Therefore, I have to live this way. But what the government wants to introduce now at the Parliament, and when they approve it, is that he is leaving the future of the cocoa farmer in his own hand. That when you go up, I will automatically increase it. When it goes down, I will automatically decrease it. Meaning that there will be a possibility that when the price falls further, 2,500 per US dollar per what do you call it, a bag, due to increase of supply at the international market, the farmer will be getting less than 1,000 Ghana cedis per bag. There is no guarantee from the farmer.
Hey, the government says, the Cocoa Board says they started paying cocoa farmers. Have you or your group, have you any of you received yours yet?
No, we are yet. You know, there's difference between the reality and what do you call it, public relation act by Cocoa Board. No, and look at it. Let me show you this difference. One, already there's a close to 11 billion Ghana cedi worth of cocoa bags. That's already the LMCs has already borrowed. Don't miss the two. Already they have taken some stock cocoa from us. Talking about the cocoa buying companies, and they have delivered to Cocoa Board. And Cocoa Board has not given money to them to pay us. That one is different. That's what they are paying. And there are a lot of cocoa bags in our homes that is we haven't given it out to the LMC for us to get money. Listen, the cocoa board has to give money to the LBCs based on amount of cocoa bags they have received from them. That's what they are paying. And we have thousands and thousands of tons of cocoa bags in our various houses. That's because the LMC have not received money from the government. They are rejecting to take it. And it is rotting in their homes. That one, the cocoa board is not having the quantum of the number of bags in our homes.
Okay.
And therefore has not received money for the LMC to buy it. It's a different thing altogether.
Okay.
What are we saying as cocoa farmers? We went to IMF in 2014 when the then president and now president told us that the country was broke. When we were going to the IMF, in fact, we went there for bailout. They didn't decrease the salary of teachers. When we were going for IMF under the federal government, they didn't decrease the salary of nurses or the government workers. Now, Cocoa Board, as usual, you are saying that they own a lot. Why is it that now we are taking the deductions from our salary as cocoa farmers? Okay. Why didn't we do the same thing to the teachers and the nurses when the whole country was going to IMF?
Okay, Henry, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Henry Ado is a cocoa farmer in Sehiri, also in the Western North region, and one of the conveners of today's demonstration in that part of town, angry, frustrated, and protesting government decision to reduce the farm gate prices of cocoa. Ajubi, what is CLOSAC saying? From cocoa farmers to CLOSAC, what are they saying?
The Civil and Local Government Staff Association, Ghana, has declared a nationwide strike effective March 9, 2026. The action is over the non-implementation of their unique salary structure and other conditions of service. The Executive Secretary of CLOSAC, Isaac Bampoado, says the decision follows an earlier notice to the government to honor the agreed conditions of service, which were to take effect in 2023.
So listen to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. Joseph says, if Ivory Coast and Togo decide to also reduce their prices, what is going to happen to cocoa farmers across the West African sub-region? The governments of these countries must do what is right to safeguard and help cocoa farmers. Another one from Mensa in Tema says, government should just find money and pay these cocoa farmers. They are mothers and fathers. They are suffering. We need to mitigate their plight before something bad happens to them. So, I mean, the majority member of parliament who spoke is telling the truth. We need to correct the bad mistakes of the past administration in the cocoa sector before we are able to correct the current ones. Just leave these MP people to make noise. Another one from Desmond in Tema. Desmond in Tema also says that indeed the recent development within the cocoa sector is not the best. Let's speak to the member of parliament for the Bodi constituency and deputy minister for trade, industry and agri-business, Samson Ahi, joins us on the telephone. He wants to make an intervention in respect of the cocoa conversation currently underway. Honorable, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. What intervention do you want to make?
Good evening, my brother. Let me say good evening to our listeners. And just to set the record straight, that the gentleman you just spoke to, Harry, is the current MPP Western North Communication Regional Director, Harry. And the supposed demonstration that took place in Sehiri was just some mobilization of few MPP guys. They even backed people from Kumasi. For Yando, the MPP regional communication officer, was in Sehiri to participate in the demonstration. What I just want to say is that if you have genuine farmers who have issues with the recent development in cocoa industry, as government, we are prepared to explain things to them, and we believe that they will buy into it, because the farmers know that before we started the 25-26 cocoa season, a ton of cocoa at the wet market price was 7,200. And because NDC has promised to pay 70% of the wet market price cocoa farmers, we gave the cocoa farmer $5,040. That was what translated into 3,625 Ghana cedis per bag.
If the gentleman, sorry to cut him, but the gentleman we spoke to, if you say he's MPP communication director, he's also a cocoa farmer. So does it mean he's MPP? He has no right to complain about development within the sector?
No, I didn't say that. I said I just want to make it known that is it. So the demonstration was organized by MPP group. That is the point.
So even if it were organized by the MPP and they are cocoa farmers and they are MPP, they have no right to protest. Is that what you are saying?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking. I am asking. I'm not saying you are saying so. I am asking.
Just to set the record straight that these were MPP cocoa farmers who organized the supposed demonstration, and so just for the public to know that. And so, like I was saying, instead of $7,200, today, if you listen to what Honorable Finance Minister said the last time, they paid it at $4,200. So if you sell the cocoa, 1 ton today, you cannot even get what can even pay for the farmers' share of the world market price. These are the issues.
Okay.
And so for anybody to insist that even though the ton of cocoa was 7,200 and now selling at 4,200, still mean as if you are still selling at 7,000. It's unimaginable.
Okay.
So I'm saying that the rational cocoa farmers who have not put on their political glasses will listen to what the government is saying and they'll buy into it.
Okay.
Like a majority of cocoa farmers have welcomed the
decision from government. All right. Honorable, thank you very much for your time. Samson Ahi is a member of parliament for the Bodi constituency in the Western North region and the deputy minister for trade, industry and agribusiness with that intervention. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We'll go for a break. When we come back, we have business news.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. Hey. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank. Oh, okay. And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider.
Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I need your side, Fidelity.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house.
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction
transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News. Up next is City Business News and is brought to you by Republic Bank. We are one for you. Join Republic Verse. Do more. Shine up. Big up. AGB, what's in business?
Oh, let's settle for the details. Custom authorities have secured an estimated 85 million Ghana cedis in potential revenue following the interception of 12 articulated trucks loaded with undeclared edible cooking oil, tomato paste and spaghetti at Tema. The overnight operation carried out between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. along the Dowenya-Tema Road targeted trucks that had been declared as transit goods from Akanu to Niger. Speaking to the media after a visit to Tema Port, Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyakwampen said investigations are expected to be completed within a week to determine whether there was any procedural infractions.
They were intercepted deep in the night, and so about 11 of them are currently here, as we can see. We haven't seen about 6 trucks as we speak. So investigation is ongoing to identify the location of the 6 trucks that we haven't been able to identify. Initial assessment of these by customs indicated that it was worth about 2.6 million in taxes. But when they did reassessment, they have realized that the actual value of the taxes that is due the state is over 85 million Ghana cedis. And so this is a huge revenue leakage to the state.
That was the Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyako Ampem. The Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi-Sapon, noted that once investigations are concluded and, where appropriate, the goods will be confiscated and the proceeds paid into the consolidated fund.
As the Honourable Minister has directed, we will carry out the investigations within the week, and once we determine the full measure of this action, we want to assure that the first instance we will do is that if these goods, as we have intercepted today, are found not to have been properly documented, we will apply the law of confiscation. And let me emphasize that confiscation will mean that we will take the full value of the goods, the realization of it, and place it into state funds. And that will ensure that we are taking away the capital of the people who are involved as a warning.
Anthony Sapon is Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority. A latest survey by KPMG indicates that 25% of Ghanaians prefer treasury bills and 11% choose fixed or term deposits, according to the research firm's 2025 West Africa Banking Industry Customer Experience Survey. A worrying 43% of Gen Z respondents report having no investments at all. There's more in this report.
The figures highlight a conservative investment climate shaped by lingering economic uncertainty, with households prioritizing capital preservation over aggressive returns. Treasury bills remain the most preferred instrument, underscoring strong demand for secure and predictable income streams as recovery remains fragile. The generational breakdown presents a more pressing concern. Among respondents aged 60 and above, 32% favor commodities such as precious metals, while 30% opt for treasury bills, reflecting a bias toward tangible and stable assets. Millennials are increasingly stepping back from investing, with 35% reporting no investments, up from 32% in 2024 and 17% in 2023. Among those who do invest, 28% choose treasury bills. Gen Z shows the highest level of disengagement, with 43% indicating they have no investments at all. The survey attributes this partly to a preference for flexible income streams and side hustles to manage daily expenses, leaving little surplus for long-term financial planning. The report signals 2 key trends: a flight to safety among active investors and a growing participation gap among younger demographics, a development that could have long-term implications for savings mobilization and capital market growth in Ghana.
Daniel Drew Mensah found that business desk reports. Moving on, finance and tax analyst Nelson Kujo Kwabeji says the government's latest 10 billion Ghana Cedi interest payment under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program DDEP is a strong signal of fiscal commitment that could significantly improve Ghana's credit rating outlook. The Ministry of Finance announced their settlement of 10 billion Ghana cedis in interest obligations under the DDEP as the 6th coupon settlement under the program and the second full cash payments made without any payment in kind component. Speaking to Citi Business News, Nelson Kujo Kwabeji described the payment as a decisive signal to investors and rating agencies that the government is committed to honoring its obligations going forward.
I think this is a clear demonstration and commitment from the government that future obligations will be met. And once these DDEP coupons have been paid, it will go a long way to reinforce the credit worthiness of government. It will also help enhance Ghana's credit rating outlook, and so we expect the next credit rating by the various rating agencies to be enhanced. It will also bring back some level of confidence and also help deepen the liquidity in the Ghanaian market. I mean, the market is currently illiquid, and so once people are having confidence that their investment will be paid back, we expect a lot more activity within the market.
Nelson Kujo Kwabeji is a finance and tax analyst. Now, the Ghana Cocoa Board is urging the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union and the General Agricultural Workers Union of the Trades Union Congress to consider the plight of cocoa farmers as the board implements austerity measures to revive the sector. The appeal follows opposition by the two unions to Cocoa Board's decision to cut staff salaries, a move they have described as unacceptable and are demanding is reversed. Speaking to Citi Business News, Cocoa Board's head of public affairs, Jerome Sam, said the measures are necessary to stabilize the institution and protect farmer payments.
They are doing their job. I mean, they are mandated to protect the interest of their union members. That is fine. But we should ask ourselves this basic question that every Cocoa Board staff, is living on the sweat of the cocoa farmer. So if you will be paid at the end of the month, it depends on the work that will be done by the farmer. So the farmer who is bringing in the revenue for it to be paid has taken a hit, has been adversely affected by this reduction on the international market. What would be the justification for you to still hold on to the salary that you receive at the end of every month? What would be the justification? So it is really, or it shouldn't be the case that we are unwilling, as it were, to take any hits in solidarity with the cocoa farmer. No, that would be absolutely wrong. But I must also state or put on record that this decision has been a decision on the table of the chief executive.
Head of Public Affairs at Cocoa Board, Jerome Kweku Sam. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic verse. Do more, shine more, big up. I am Ejibi Wiafe Akenting. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Go Ghana. This March, we don't just remember where we're from, we celebrate who we are. Our stories, our culture, our rhythm, our pride. And it all begins with an evening designed to set the tone for an unforgettable Heritage Month. Join us as we officially launch the Heritage Month 2026 in grand style, color, and culture. Date is Wednesday, 25th February 2026. The venue is the Channel 1 TV Gardens. The time is 5:30 p.m. prompt. It will be an evening of culture, conversation, music, fashion, and storytelling as we unveil the exciting lineup of events and programs specially curated for you this March. From powerful cultural experiences to engaging community moments to celebrations that connect generations. The Heritage Month 2026 promises something for everyone. This is more than a lunch. It's a gathering gathering of cultural lovers, a meeting of tradition and modern expression, a night that sets the heartbeat for the month ahead. The Heritage Month Launch 2026, an evening you truly cannot afford to miss. We will see you there. This event is strictly by invitation.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information.
MTN.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofuswejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Media partners: Daily Graphic, Media General, Radio Gold, Citi FM, and Channel 1 TV. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gogomi, at what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, and this is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest is the former Minister of Defence, Dominic Nitio, the Member of Parliament for the Bimbilla constituency in the Northern Region. My colleague in Parliament, Ayukwe Okai, engaged the former Defence Minister on recent developments in the country, especially the recent attack on tomato farmers, Ghanaian tomato farmers in Burkina Faso, and the need for President John Dramani Mahama to appoint a defense minister immediately. Let's hear that interview with Dominic Nitio.
Because there were loss of lives, let me sincerely give my condolences to the bereaved family. All of us, our sympathies go to them. It's traumatizing to hear that your loved one went out there in search of food for the table, in search of a livelihood, and has not come back. It is very, very sad. We must all support them, and I think government should support them. In whichever way the government can support them, their hospital bills, their supporting business, whatever type of support that they need to support them, airlifting them, giving them good funerals and supporting them. The funerals, government should do it. I think so, because this is the large-scale deaths of Ghanaians through a terrorist attack. We ever witnessed one. The late Kofi Awoniyi, so rest in peace, in Kenya. But this is the first time that we have had this number of Ghanaians their lives being lost as a result of direct terrorist attack, and so it's sad. But also to say that the lack of direct intelligence may have led to this. I think that if they were forewarned and told not to go, government and they refused, government should say so. But I'm not sure that they were told not to go in that other route, that northern part of Burkina. That they went. For which reason? First of all, it's a dangerous area. Let nobody be deceived. That portion beyond Ouaga towards the north, towards Mali side, the Niger is a dangerous area. So it's a dangerous area, and you could be attacked at any time unless you have you are moving with armed guards. Otherwise, you could be attacked. You risk an attack. I'm told that they were disembarked. They were on a vehicle which is Ghanaian registered vehicle. They were disembarked. They were separated. Men and women were separated. And obviously, the idea was to kill the men and leave the women. But at the end, some women also lost their lives. A man survived because they pumped in so many bullets into him. They thought he was dead. But when the soldiers came and picked him, they found that he wasn't dead. The woman was also shot in her leg because apparently, I think she was going back to her car to pick some items, and they thought maybe she was trying to harm them or something, so they shot her. But they killed almost everybody. And you see that her clothes were burned because they set the car ablaze, and because she was near that place, she got part of her body being burnt and that kind of stuff. It's traumatizing and it's bad. I just think that the Ghanaian government must be explaining to us what happened, the circumstances. I think government has not yet come out. They've come out officially with some statement, but we want detailed explanation, and either by the foreign minister or by the defense minister. And that's why I kept on calling that the president should have appointed a defense minister, because by this time the minister for defense should have been on the flight to Burkina with his team. This is not the job of the interior minister. He's my friend, but unfortunately that's not his job. If he goes there, he'll go and meet the defense minister. It's the soldiers who are fighting the terrorists. It's not the interior minister's job. And unfortunately, the interior minister's job ends at Paga, the border. Doesn't go beyond the border. It's the duty of the Minister for Defense with Defense Intelligence and National Security to have gone. They set up a team. They will go there, find out what happened, investigate, and make sure that they find out what happened, the circumstances that led to it, and then also to find out what is the best way to ensure that it doesn't happen again, because that's very important for us. You see, we're producing tomatoes from the Tono Dam. You know that the weather in the Upper East, Upper West is very similar to Burkina weather, especially southern Burkina weather. And so we could equally produce tomatoes like how they are producing tomatoes. So with Achampo region set up the Tono Dam and the Palugo Dam that we were also trying to set up, the bigger one, which I hope one day when Baumia is president will set up that dam that will stop our people from going to Burkina completely ever, because that's the only solution, so that our people, they can also produce good tomatoes for our people. Because if there's tomatoes in Upper East, Upper West, why would they go to Burkina to go and look for tomatoes? The reason they have to go up north, that's why I said government should have come to brief us, is simply because Burkina is setting up processing plants for their tomatoes. And so now they have to go up north, deep interior, to be able to get tomatoes for you and me to be able to eat. Basically, that's it. You know, Akoma Down area has a lot of tomatoes as well, but because of galamsey and other activities, people really are afraid to keep buying from those areas. So they will prefer the Burkina tomatoes because they say, one, it keeps long, it's firmer. But for seeds, we could have easily gone to Burkina to get the seeds, the same seeds, if we have the land. If you have some 50,000 acres of land, you can get the seeds and farm the same way. But it's simply because we don't have the water source to run through the dry season. They do. They have dry water, but they've managed it, you know. Because in Burkina, during the road construction, they also created dams along the way. So for every community that a rule will pass, it's a rule that they create dams. I don't know why we don't use our road contractors to do that. Because our people, if you remember, Ghanaians generally settle around the road, okay, around streams because of water. And so we just needed to be blocking these streams and harvesting dams out of it. Just that's how come that we're talking about the one village.
The argument is that if your government had been able to put to use or actually put to bear its promise to construct the Palugo multipurpose dam, this could have helped in tackling such.
Yeah, that's true. I accept that if the multipurpose dam had been done, or even when we conceived it, we had done it, I'm sure that it would have, even if it didn't stop in future, it would have helped to stop. But you know that there were challenges with our government, especially post-COVID, when we will unfortunately enter into the IMF. So virtually every program that we programmed posed that we couldn't do it much. The resources were very scarce. And you didn't also want to overspend the resources that were not there. You would have collapsed the country. If we had decided to be spending recklessly post-COVID, we would have collapsed the country. We didn't.
Some millions were channeled.
Can I finish? I'm saying that we didn't. And imagine the repercussions. Look at what happened. We had to go into DDDF, DDEF, and we had to go into other things. But imagine we had decided to spend even more. The country had been in big problems. So at some point, the president had to take a firm decision that, look, let's spend what we have. So if you realize, post-2021, the rate at which projects were given was much less. A lot of them were projects that were carried forward from the first term. The second term, we had to spend much less because the resources were very limited after COVID. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
So support calls for a probe into this particular project by this administration, the Palugo multipurpose.
But the Palugo multipurpose, I thought that the government said they were looking to read if only they thought that there were issues. I don't see any issue with it. Okay. Listen, if you know how contractors are paid, nobody can unless you are very corrupt. It will be very difficult for anybody to say that he pumped in money there. If you award a contract to a contractor, for example, you pay that contractor something we call mobilization, 15%, not more than 15% mobilization, to go and start the process, right? And then that contractor, before that 50 mobilization is paid, there's something we call bank guarantee or insurance guarantee. So that money is not for free. You have to guarantee it. So if that work is not done, your government can pull its money back. So you don't lose any money. At no point in the Ministry of Defense did I award a contract to any contractor and pre-gave the contractor money with that guarantees. And it's like that everywhere. So there was a guarantee. So if, for example, government feels that the work was not done to satisfaction, obviously they would have pulled it out. But you see, when the contractor goes to clear the area like he did, goes to start work, move camp and start work, do the drawings, and all these are paid, you don't turn around to accuse the contractor, because it's all part of it. The designs, because the work is designed, built, and transferred. So if the contractor designed the work and you pay for it, he moves to site and he does work and you pay him for his certificate, it's very, very difficult for anybody to say that the money was pumped in. The government should fund it, continue funding it. Once you stop funding the process, obviously the work will stall. And if the work stalls, you don't turn around to blame the people who stop funding. Have you asked the government why this very important project they stopped funding it? Have you asked them?
Well, the argument is that they want to finish with the investigations.
But how long we are going to finish? You are going to use 10 years to finish the investigation. This is 1.5 years, and 1 year, 3 months, or 2 months, right? And you think that you haven't finished it. If you think that project is so important, you will not use 13, 14, 15 months to do investigation. That you can use just even 2 weeks to finish. This investigation, 1 month you will finish with it. Why are they using 13, 14 months to finish the investigation? I think they're not serious about it, and they are passing the buck.
No, but does this incident bring to bear the need for government or Ghana, as a matter of fact, to depend solely on its own local production in terms of tomatoes?
That's why I think that it is not a good thing to be depending on another country for your agricultural needs. I think it's not good. We should eat what we produce. Ghana has even more fertile land than any country north of us to be depending on another country for tomatoes or onion. How? How is that possible? How? We have more rivers. We have more streams. We can make more dams. It's just the fact that we're not investing. It's as simple as that. We have refused to invest. And we are investing wrongly in other things. Some of the money even this government is investing in, they shouldn't be investing in those areas, but they are doing it because of political expediency.
Which areas precisely?
When you give poor, substandard sanitary pads to girls, 300 million, and now you are investigating it, what's the use of it? Do you know how much 300 million, what it can do to farmers? If you choose 300 people and you give them 1 million cities, you know that what it can do to those 300 people.
The government says it is rolling out the Feed Ghana initiative in Kokonkitingiti among other agricultural policies. Are these not enough?
Has any farmer told you that he has benefited from those things? Has he changed any farmer? Has he told you that if you produce people and you do not give them feed, you don't give them medicine to keep the poultry? You think that this please, it's just like planting trees during the dry season. It's a route for corruption. You will see that a change of government, this matter will be investigated. You see, people will be jailed for it because trust me, it is a way of it's corruption, nothing else. There are some things that when you start, it's like telling me that you're going to plant trees during the dry season when you know the trees will die. You know that the trees you are going to plant during the dry season, the north will die, but you are planting them. It is the same thing. If you give this to farmers, you know the best will die because you are not giving them farmers. You are not giving the agriculture veterinary extension. The animals will all die.
Isn't it just a matter of time?
Well, in my country, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen farmers benefiting and a roll out of veterinary services for the farmers to make sure that the birds are alive. Well, are they going to going to build the housing for the birds, or they will just leave the birds and they will be walking around? Please, let's be serious. Do you get me right? If you want to support the poultry industry, there's a way of supporting the poultry industry. Support the poultry industry. Their basic need is feed. Reduce feed. Imports. And make sure there's market for their wares, for their goods. Right? Market, the eggs, the animals. Make sure that there's market. Support them and make sure there is market. So if you are buying off to feed school kids, you are buying the eggs to feed school kids, so they have ready market. If you are using buffer stock to buy this ready market, that's okay. I will support it, and I will fight anybody who doesn't support it for the government to succeed, right? But if the government is doing tokenism, I don't think that I will support that kind of thing. And clearly, Kitty and all the things is tokenism. They are not doing. They just want to do it because they promise and let's fulfill it. But you are wasting money. Seriously. If you want to support farming, the poultry industry, roll out a program. We'll all see it. We'll all support it. And trust me, we'll all back it. Every one of us will be forced to support it. Anybody who's not supported, I'll treat that person as an enemy of the state. But the problem is that you are not doing it right. There's no policy that you are doing in conjunction with the poultry industry that you can clearly see that this is the support the government is giving the poultry industry. So why should anybody support you? It's politics you are doing, and I'm not interested in doing that kind of partisan politics because you have to do it to satisfy some clique of people. That's why I say it's money wasting, and one day someone will be investigated. The millions of cedis that will be thrown down the drain, it will not work, and then we are back to square one.
Concern about the attack on tomato traders, is it a wake-up call in terms of our security at the borders, or we are secure enough?
So there was a point that I did not draw your attention to, and the attention of the listeners. The attackers knew that these were Ghanaians, so why did they go ahead to attack them? They knew this was a Ghanaian registered car. They knew that they were speaking English, and they knew they were Ghanaians. So why is that for a very long time, even at the heart of the Burkina Bay incidents, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, these 4 years, 19, 2020, they were the heart. This was a time that the terrorism was very high in Burkina. Ghanaians were going there. They never attacked them. Never. Right? They never attacked them. In fact, they saw you were Ghanaian, they let you pass. Why is it that suddenly they are attacking them? That's what you should be finding out. Why are they attacking Ghanaians now? Why did they knew they were Ghanaians, so why did they attack them? Okay.
Maybe you have served as a former defense.
I think that what we did during our time was to ensure that we're fair to everybody. We will not allow terrorism into our country, but we didn't create enemies for ourselves.
Have we created one for ourselves?
I think we are beginning to create enemies for ourselves.
By what action?
Why did we invite Captain Tuare for the swearing in when he was a coup maker? Why did we do that?
That cost it?
I'm just asking you a simple question. Why did we do that? The man is fighting terrorism on our border, fighting people who could target us. Why did we invite people like that onto our borders? Why did we do it? What was the use? Why were we cheering him? What was the use? What was it for? At that time he was under sanctions. So what was it for? Why were we cheering him? Why did we invite him? What did we gain from it? Listen, Akufo-Addo's government was very close to the Burkina, Togolese, and Ivorian border, our three borders. The help through my ministry that we gave Captain Tuare and his people, this government has not even given them 1/4. But did we hear of it? Did we make noise? Take it from me, the help we gave, this government has not given Burkina 1/4 of that help. But did we hear of it? Because we were not going to do that and go to town, make noise, and put our people in harm's way. I think government should reassess the way their relationship is with outsiders. Do you understand that? If you are a democratic country, it is good to have a friend who you can talk to. Like maybe if you think your friend is Captain Tuare and one, you can talk to him, right? On more than 2 or 3 occasions I was there, and he would send a team to Akufo-Addo and they would invite me because I was the first minister to come and sit there and listen, right? But I'm saying to you that if you are not careful, somebody will say that my enemy's friend has become my enemy. If you are not careful, that's what is happening to us. I will not.
To the Independence Parade.
It's not just that alone. There are about 2 or 3 other factors. I just mentioned one. Why did the Burkina Faso, instead of giving the Nigerian plane to the Nigerians, brought it to Ghana to be given to Nigeria? We are all in ECOWAS. Why didn't they give it to the Nigerians direct? Why did they have to give it to Ghana to give to Nigeria? Why? Are they saying that they are closer to Ghana than Nigeria? Is that what we are saying? Do you understand the logic? Are we saying that they couldn't have given the plane to the Nigerians direct?
Former Defense Minister in Ghana, Dominic Nitiro, speaking to my colleague in Parliament, Aikwe Okine. That's it for today's edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. Earlier you heard a GB Wiafe Akente show produced by Beverly London, Kwabena Wilson and Fred Tete Ijabona, as well as Juliana Odami. Technical assistant Emmanuel Latte. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. May the good Lord be with us all.